Hey Kelly, um, I read your story, your titleless story, and it's time to make some comments on it, I guess. So, I like the details a lot in the story. You know, you add little teeny bits and pieces to the setting and the scene, and in between dialogue that is seemingly irrelevant, but to the plot, but it adds like a little bit of like character detail and you know um, helps us realize what the past of these people were. For example, the the missing steps in the staircase. I really liked that actually, where you were like out of habit, the character skipped the steps, even though the holes in the steps weren't there anymore. That's really nice. Um, the diction is pretty solid across the whole story. It's appropriate for the characters. Um, there are a couple times in the story where it jumps around, like you jump around all of a sudden. Like I see that you put a break in the space, like there's spacing in the story that's break, and it's supposed to imply the passage of time, I guess, but it's a little bit unexpected sometimes. It takes a moment to figure out what's going on. The example that I can think of is when the narrator runs into one of the strangers in the market after class. That's one of the times. As far as the ending goes, I liked it, but it was like a bit cliche for him to appear unexpectedly and have like a shy, crooked smile. I mean, I'm not one to talk about cliche because my whole story is riddled with it, but I don't know. It's part of my writing style now. I'm kind of slowly starting to adapt. But yeah, I think that ending was a little bit. I don't know. I kind of saw it coming when he was saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna help you. I'm not gonna help you." I was like, "Nah, this guy's gonna help him. This guy's gonna help her." I mean, and then I don't know. Overall, your story was enjoyable and it set a nice scene. But to answer your questions, the narrator's voice is pretty fluid. Occasionally, as I said before, it's a bit jumpy, but it isn't too bad. As far as the image of the world they live in and the time period, your image is certainly stronger than mine. I didn't really like involve a lot of detail about where they were, and what kind of a universe it is, like what's normal in that area. You definitely added a little more than that than I did, but I feel like we both lack something. I don't know what it is, but we're both like more dialogue oriented, I guess. You've got a lot of dialogue, and even though you set the scene of your world, I feel like you're not setting it enough. Like you could include a lot more detail about what is normal in their universe and exactly where they are, like if it's a planet, like a specific region of a planet, and then like outline the other regions, have like a description, like in the I don't know if you've seen Avatar the Last Airbender, like the cartoon, but at the beginning they always go over in the intro, like the description of there's like the Fire Nation and the Water Nation and like the four nations, and it shows you like a map and it describes that. um, that's not necessarily good to do for every story, and you might not want to be so explicit about it and just slowly add in like more details about the area. But as far as it is now, like there could be a little bit more added, I think. As far as the conflict, I don't know. It doesn't feel too rushed. I feel like it's a perfect build up. Like if you were to take the story, the pages that you have right now, and expand it into like a science fiction novel, like you'd be set. Like you could just take what you have now, like what you have written, and just keep going, and add those extra details that I was talking about before over the course of like a longer work. Like this as a standalone is okay, but if you put it as the beginning piece of a longer story, it's perfect. Like absolutely, like this is a really solid introduction into a longer work. Um, as for your title, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You're on your own there. I try to come up with witty titles sometimes, but it's a difficult process. Good luck.